Dragon Drop Podcast.
This is episode 58 of the Dragon Drop Podcast. You ever go out in your front yard and there's a fox in the street and it turns out there's some roadkill there and you're like, oh, it's like a cute little puppy, and then he grabs the dead rabbit and takes it off and that's his dinner?
Did you see that happen?
Well, it was on Snapchat, but it was my brother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah, out in Colorado. Yep, there's one time I was in the mountains in Colorado and saw a little wild fox came up, and they're so cute. You know, it's like a wolf. Like, why do we hate coyotes, but we like foxes? You know what I mean? They're kind of the same thing.
They're not. They're lupines instead of whatever the wolves are, not canines. What are wolves? What's Latin for wolf, Dan? Go ahead.
I think there's like a thing with the foxes where they're like the devil, but then at the same time they're very docile and cute like cats or some shit. So it's very conflicting viewpoints.
They're playful.
I want to correct that. Wolves are lupines and foxes are vulpines. Like, that's why Vulpix, the Pokemon, is called Vulpix, because it's a vulpine.
Oh. So is this like a German Shepherd or a Golden Retriever?
No, because all dogs are canines.
Oh, so a fox is not a dog.
Yes, a fox is not a dog. It's not a wolf. Is also not a fox. It's like a different category.
A wolf is a dog.
No, a wolf is a lupine. Dog is canine. Foxes are vulpine.
Oh, this is just too deep. I mean, where do they converge up top? I mean, they're the same, right? Like an armadillo.
It's like 3 tiers.
An armadillo is not a fish. A fox is like a wolf. Is a dog.
Okay, it's a group called Canidae.
For the foxes?
No, for the dogs, foxes, and wolves, I think.
Oh, that's the top level, Canidae.
Yes.
That makes sense, like canine.
Yep. Includes domestic
Into
dogs,
the real
wolves,
brass
coyotes,
tacks.
raccoon dogs. Those are only in China.
Ooh.
Foxes, jackals. Pretty cool. Brass tacks. What does brass tacks mean, man?
Oh man.
I heard on NPR
Just one of those sayings.
The origin of white collar, dude. You know, like in the 1800s, people would buy separate collars to attach to their shirts so they could keep wearing the same shirt and just clean the collar. No, like people that work white collar jobs. That's what the origin of white collar is.
Right. But why blue collar?
Clip-on collars. Okay.
What?
Ooh, that's like a Jewish thing, right? They do it's like a turtleneck, but it's like a little baby turtleneck that's not even a real. It's like if they're fooling you with their turtleneck.
They're going half chub on the turtleneck.
What is that called?
In the
I've
early
never seen that. I don't know what you're talking about.
in the early 20th century,
Jewish turtleneck.
Okay, but blue collar comes from people in the early 20th century wearing denim, which is generally blue.
Ah, that's interesting. Like denim shirts?
Yeah.
Canadian tuxedo?
Yes. Howard
what's it called?
Wolowitz. Is this where you saw this?
That's one place where it shows up, but what's it called? The Jewish turtleneck.
A talit or tits? It's Jewish. It's called it's a prayer shawl. Is that the right thing?
Ah, okay.
It's not. This is like a totally different. I don't know what it's called.
The AI shit's half wrong. I'm looking at it anytime I Google stuff.
AI is almost always wrong. I think it's really funny because people they keep posting like wrestling videos and they ask Grok, who are these wrestlers? And it like names 2 women, even though it's 2 dudes. Wrestling.
Yeah, just like popular, whoever's most trending.
Yeah, whatever like the most recent viral clip was, it thinks it's that.
Dude, you know what I was thinking the other day? Yesterday. So it's like, you know, you make an omelet with eggs, chicken eggs, right? And you might toss it up with some duck eggs if you're really saucy, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're like in Australia, maybe an ostrich egg. But what about a snake egg omelet? Or, you know, like a reptile?
There's got to be a reason we're not eating snake eggs.
I think it's bias. You know, it's like prejudice.
Can't crack open the snake eggs. They got quail eggs at Costco. You ever try those? I was tempted.
Yeah, but that's still a bird, man.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying that's still like a weirder,
I mean,
abnormal thing.
It feels like birds are really close to reptiles. They're closer to reptiles than mammals, right?
They do eat snake eggs in Asia, but you have to cook 5 or 6 of them to get 1 chicken egg worth of like material out of them.
Yeah, we should be doing, instead of mass chicken farms for eggs, we'll do mass snake farms for eggs.
Chickens lay eggs more frequently, and they're 6 times as big. So
not an anaconda. Anaconda
You're
egg?
gonna start an
pull up
anaconda farm in the U.S.
a mass anaconda egg farm.
Anaconda egg farm.
We'll export to Africa, solve the hunger problem there. You ever see those kids with the distended bellies? Not under my watch with these anacondas.
Oh my god, they do have anaconda egg farms.
Does it have like a yolk, just like a chicken egg? Like it's like.
Trying to find the part with the actual anaconda.
I was watching a video earlier of this person eating a half-developed chicken out of the egg, where it's got like some
duck.
feathers on
It's
it.
the duck, dude. We were talking about this.
Balut.
Yeah, it's called balut.
Right, but I was very interested in how that, texture.
Ooh.
Like, what do you? It's like eating like a chicken wing, but you eat the actual like end piece where it's just all cartilage and
I don't know if I can show this.
Oh man, it's got a little beak.
Yeah, it's got the whole like. It looks like a cooked yolk in there. The beak is like cartilage though, because it's not fully hard yet.
Yeah, well, they didn't eat that part, so.
Okay.
They didn't eat the little baby egg?
They eat the eyes.
No, like
and
the
brain.
like beak part. They took that off. That was the only part they wouldn't eat. I was like, why?
So his little head, his little
Bones
cute
are
little
softer than
eyes
the
and
beak.
head.
How do you get around the
just snapped
feathers?
it.
No, they're just going to town on it.
I don't know.
My.
I watched my aunt used to eat these.
She did?
Yeah.
Ching?
Ching.
Ching? Well, Chingy. Aunt
No,
Chingy?
no, Chingy's my male cousin, not
Oh,
not
okay.
his mom. No, my aunt Mo.
Maureen?
It's my aunt that lived with us when I was a kid. She when she was going to nursing school.
Mo short for
It's
Maureen?
Molly. It's Molly.
Is it your dad's side?
Absolutely not, dude.
That's your Asian
You,
side?
you,
Name
saw,
Molly?
you saw my two aunts on my dad's side. You think they lived with us while going to nursing school? They're old as hell.
Oh, right. They're not eating balut.
No,
The ants on your dad's side are not eating balut.
No. They're very white. Very Western Anglo-Saxon Protestants. WASP.
What's your dad's? Oh, your dad's Netherlands, right?
Yep. You talked to him about this.
Did I?
Do you not remember this?
I
Yes.
don't.
You talked to him
Good
about going
turn.
to the Netherlands. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I told him. Yeah, that we saw his name on tombstones in the Netherlands.
Third most
And
common.
like, there was like this. It was like a little town with no stoplights. There was no even stores. It was like a weird little town out in the middle of like fields where like. It was like they do free range cattle. The cattle aren't like blocked in.
You said
or
you saw a
anything.
dead cow.
Yeah, I did see a dead cow too, but in this little town there was a church, and then surrounding the church was gravestones. So like all around the outside of the church was dead people graves, and then all of the ground was seashells. So you're like walking, it's on the seashells, and there's dead people everywhere, and then there's a little church. Strange, and it's very quiet because
Maybe
there's
it
nothing
used to
going
be
on.
water before they built all those dams.
What used to be water?
That area, like a lot of the Netherlands, is below sea level.
Right, they pumped all the water out. And what's interesting about that is they pump the water out using the wind and windmills and the engineering, and then they used I think like dikes.
Yep.
To block the water out. The engineering for the time, it's primitive engineering, but pretty incredible that they could reclaim the land. It's basically like they were exiled. It's like pushing them out, but they engineered their way into creating a country and land.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Dikes.
Is it the Dutch? Is that who
Yes.
they are? The Dutch?
What are you like? You went to this country? Yes, the Dutch.
Well, you don't call them the Netherlanders.
Right.
And that's like, yeah, the Netherland, like in Minecraft, the
Netherland.
Nether, when you go to the underworld, it's the same thing, right? The Nether.
Dude.
I've
It's
not
like-
played Minecraft.
You're missing out, man. The music, and you're going down and you're farming for diamonds and just boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right. That's cool. That's cool.
Billy hates Minecraft.
I am kind of a Minecraft hater, yeah.
You
I
even
like
try
it.
it.
Dude, you see Roblox had like 7 million people online at the same time? Or like that was
Recently?
11. Yeah, recently. It was either 7 or 11 million, and like the
Because
highest.
there's like different modded games, right?
But the highest played Steam game of all time was PUBG with 3 million. So there's like
That's what I'm saying.
way more people playing Roblox.
Who owns Roblox?
I have no
Is
idea.
it Microsoft? We should look that up. Let's find out who. Let's see the chain of command up that's taking all this revenue. It's got to be a conglomerate. You know, it's not just like some random guy.
It's owned by Roblox.
No shot, dude. It's just a random dude. There's no way. There's got to be a parent company.
David Baszucki.
Dude, no. It's traded on the New York Stock Exchange as its own ticker, RBLX.
It's huge. They're at 3.6 billion in revenue.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Almost 2,500 employees. That's a good amount.
I feel like I'm missing something here. This is big news that I'm just finding out about, but it's like we all know about Roblox. There's lots of child predators on there and they're getting at your kids. And you better get your kids off of Roblox or else you're a negligent parent.
Roblox. That's what happened with the Kardashians.
Oh yeah.
They're in Roblox. Shit.
Again and again.
Yeah.
Tale as old as time.
Roblox.
You build it, they will come. You know, you build a platform for children. Who's gonna show up? Oh. But that also creates, it's like a trap. So the FBI can they create this, you know, child trap where it catches all the children, but it also catches all the child predators. So the FBI is like, they're working with the Roblox to, you know, oh no, I see. Under Misner, Roblox was launched in Chinese in partnership with Tencent. So partially owned by the company that owns League of Legends.
Yeah, Tencent owns like 10% of everything.
Tencent, big news. Big news.
10%.
Pretty much.
Imagine you're working as a Fed and then you gotta have an assignment on Roblox. It's gotta be pretty sweet. Top secret Roblox mission.
You log in, and you like have people that you've created friends with, and you're like trying to get at the child predators, but you're like, all right, let's go build this thing together, and you're like playing. Dude, that's like a sweet job.
Dude, I saw like the CIA use like a Star Wars site to like to talk to their agents. They would like do updates like with Yoda on the Star Wars site to communicate with their agents.
Damn.
Why not just do it on like private communication? Why do it on a public forum for Star Wars?
Just because everyone can access it. I don't know.
They wanted their CIA or their communications to be public on the Star Wars.
This is it.
Secretly ran a Star. What was the objective by setting up a Star Wars fan site where they're fishing for what? What are they trying to get?
I have to sign up for access to the post. I'm not doing that. It's a covert CIA communications tool.
Your CIA Star Wars site.
It's very confusing.
That's crazy though.
Here, I'm asking.
Sometimes you gotta talk. You gotta talk to your people. You know.
No. Okay. Let's see.
They can't use like Teams or Slack because it's too easily accessible from the outside. I guess, right? They would just get.
Well, I mean, a country could be like checking for Teams or Microsoft or Zoom traffic, but they're not going to be checking for Star Wars fan site traffic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, Simpson. Weird.
So, like terrorists, were they trying to get at like they're trying to provoke terrorists?
No, it was
I think
like
the terrorists were communicating through the Hot Wheels.
It was used to communicate with like their CIA agents in the field.
Why not text them? Why are we on
Texts
Star Wars?
aren't secure. If you text
right.
some company, they
on a random form is more secure than text.
If you're not looking for it, it's got to be pretty secure.
Okay, all
That's
right.
funny shit, yeah.
But this is a while ago.
I don't know how long ago it was. It says the 2000s.
Now they're on the Stranger Things forums.
This is a picture from 2010.
Because what they could do is whitelist. They could create a website and they whitelist people to be able to log in and only let CIA people in. And there doesn't have to be a front with a Star Wars site. They just only let people log in that are CIA people and then encrypt messages. I mean, this makes no sense. Why they got civilians out there talking about Star Wars, but they're doing covert operations in Star Wars lingo? I'm confused.
It's as simple as like they post like a little story, and that story means something to the CIA agents that was communicated beforehand. Okay, like that's it.
And then some fat idiot in his basement who loves Star Wars is commenting on that like, "Oh, that didn't happen in Star Wars."
Probably, yeah.
I don't get it. That seems like unnecessary distraction to complete the mission.
Well, the obscurity is probably what they're going for.
Good point. Good point.
The obscurity, yeah. All right.
Hide the real messages within the fat loser messages.
Okay.
I'm surprised no Star Wars nerd figured that out. Or how did that come out?
A lot of Star Wars fans are actually skinny losers.
They just told us, and they're like, well, we're off that. So actually, what we were doing, or like, did a Star Wars nerd break down the code and figure out the keys that they were using? And
right, Dan, you wanted to talk about the Silent Hill F.
Yeah, new
why is it a lowercase F?
Game. I don't know. I never played any Silent Hill games. Apparently they're good. It's like Resident Evil in a way, maybe.
I think it's a Resident Evil, and like, it's like it has like the tank controls, and you're kind of just exploring around stuff. It looks like you play as a little girl. Like, that's very Japanese.
Is it like a quick time game or
no? I don't think so.
No.
Right.
So it's like a story driven kind of.
Let's see the
combat oriented horror game. You probably just melee the same 5 enemies. And it didn't look interesting. I watched the trailer. I said, "Oh, that just."
Oh, did you already watch this trailer?
Yeah.
Silent Hill.
I mean, they made movies out of that, and
is this
I just never understood it.
It's like the F for function, isn't it?
Looks like it.
Oh, what? Yeah, it's got. Remember the giant triangle head guys? That's from this.
Yeah.
So it's just okay. So you're just slowly walking away from the monsters as a little Asian girl.
And that's what I'm saying. As I watched this trailer, I said, "This does not make me want to play the game." Yeah. Like that part is the only different enemy, and then there's just little mannequins. All right.
It's like everything looks gross.
Yeah. I don't get it, but it's got such a big following apparently. But I don't know anyone that's really played them, so I don't know anyone personally that plays it. Maybe we gotta try it out. I'm just being a.
Everything looks like it has a broken spine. It can't stand up straight. No. You're just a little schoolgirl with
swinging with crowbars.
With a pipe. I hate the dark. Yeah. Somebody's got to be into that.
I mean, Resident Evil's pretty similar, but at least it's got guns, right?
Yes. The old Resident
Evil. It is interesting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking, it is interesting to think about these things that have cult followings that I don't relate to, and I don't know anybody that knows anything about it, but that it's really popular and like it's like something that people like, and I don't get it. But there's like a whole huge like anime, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Roblox, clearly, that the billions of dollars, like I live in my own little bubble.
For little kids. I think it's because it's a free game.
Well, clearly it's not, because they got 3.6 billion in revenue.
Kids steal their parents' credit card and they buy Robux.
So it's shitty Minecraft.
I have no idea.
Is that what it is?
I think it's like a really heavily modded Minecraft. Everyone's like blocky looking. If anything, Roblox is what Zuckerberg means when he's talking about what's it called? Metaverse. Yeah. Roblox is the metaverse.
No, you saw the one with Lex Friedman. Sorry, that was one of my lights. Lex Friedman and Mark Zuckerberg did an interview in Mark Zuckerberg's little VR. Did you guys see that?
No,
completely. I can't watch Lex Friedman. He talks so slow, and he seems so pseudo intellectual.
We should look up just try and pull up the images of it, because it's like they create your face in like in the goggles, where it's like you're sitting in a room with them, and the quality of like when they were talking, like when
this
yeah like on the right, that's not actually Lex, that's a representation of Lex within the, like, the goggles created him, so you're like in it, and you I can sit across from you guys and I see you, but it's just the goggles creating you.
How are the goggles creating what's behind them?
I think like cameras.
Is this a separate system? Like, I mean, the goggles let you see it, but is it the goggles creating them? Because like, how could
I thought it was the goggles creating, but it's been a while.
I don't think
it probably just takes multiple images, different angles.
You could have done a
you
scan.
Like set up your face, yeah.
That's right. It was a scan ahead of time, where it's like
because your face isn't going to change. You know, you're going to get a zit after like a month or maybe. You know, but that's about it. So.
Get a zit.
I think it was you do scans ahead of time, and then you are that person in the. But it can see your face or like talking and stuff. I don't know what it was, but
yeah. Team meetings are going to be, you know, in the metaverse like that, so you can when you're working remote, you can be more, you know, in tune with your coworkers.
Right. What we need is like Becky farts. I can hear it and smell it, and her face is just like permanently sour. Oh, I had a sour stomach from my chalupa double chalupa this morning. It's like Becky, and then you can kick her from the meeting. It's like that bitch.
Becky farts. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Put on the big head hacks, so everyone's got big heads.
Right. Hit him with the boom boom beach password. What was it like? Close off or something. Hit him with the close off hack in the Teams meeting.
What?
Let's go.
Okay.
In Roblox they got GTA, dude. You got it, you know. So maybe that's something for you, Bill.
They got everything, huh?
Yeah, you can play GTA Roblox. What was the other game? It was like on Steam. They made Battle Bit remastered. So it's kind of like a Battlefield Roblox looking kind of game. That died off after a year. He's fixing his lighting.
All right.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but no, so go ahead.
All right, so I saw this article this week about AI again. You know, everyone knows AI stands for actually Indians. So another AI company has been exposed as just being 700 Indian guys.
I love that.
1.5 billion AI company backed by Microsoft is shuttered after its neural network was discovered to actually be hundreds of computer engineers based in India.
So are they using AI to answer questions, and then there's like some translator to actually answer it in the appropriate language, or
there's no AI? It was
just off the easy. They knew how to translate the languages. That's, you know, one way to do it. Jobs. Hello.
It's an AI
job.
AI app building company exposes hundreds
AI
of human
makes
workers.
Jobs.
Indian jobs. So,
I want to say Indians underrated. Like their impact that's coming up. Like they haven't had the increase in GDP per capita that China's seen, but they have the manpower, and it's just about kind of unlocking their political like distress and really getting their manpower to ramp up. So it's like China going down, India going up, and I think we haven't quite locked our eyes on India, and so like in America, there's people that are so lonely. You could have 20 Indian friends that love you, and you guys are all friends together. Each person could be assigned 20 Indians, and then you're all friends. You know what I mean?
Right. Let's outsource India for solving American loneliness.
Don't they have the AI necklace that's like a friend or whatever? Like you could just have an Indian instead of the necklace.
No, you don't want to talk. Yeah, that's true. But you don't want to talk to inanimate objects. That's not normal. But isn't India and China going to war or something? Aren't they like?
No, it's India and Pakistan.
Oh yeah, those are like I kept seeing videos of their armies like at the border, like marching crazy.
Oh, they had one of those borders that was drawn by Britain 100 years ago, so it's not a real border. So they both claim Kashmir as part of them. So thanks Great Britain. Still causing problems. What was I gonna say?
I've got one. Here, pull up Google Maps and go to North Korea.
Why, man?
Here we go.
I was looking around on Google Maps the other day. This is one of my hobbies. Do it.
I downloaded Google Earth on my phone, and
I love this.
I'm going places.
Right,
it's great.
Street View. So
they try to make it seem like it's a globe, We know the truth.
Right, it's flat, obviously.
Oh,
right.
God.
On my screen, it's a flat screen.
It's a flat screen,
right.
dude. What if you got one of those curved monitors, though? Would you say it's actually concave?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Is Earth concave?
Right.
Samsung.
Go on. I can't think about that. Okay.
Okay, look how many streets there are in South Korea compared to North Korea. They don't have a lot of roads up here.
Yeah, there's an asphalt shortage.
Holy crap. Oh, is that what it is? Not enough asphalt. There's so many roads. And then right here, there's no roads at all.
They're packing them in there.
It's pretty mountainous.
Yeah, maybe they have, well, there's mountains all over here. There's still roads all over.
Yeah.
They got that island down here.
I know. I went to that Jeju-do. Oh, go to Jeju-do real quick. It's a volcanic island, obviously, because look at all around the middle, and there's a volcano in the middle where there's no people, and then all around it is full of people.
There's a shelter right there.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Pretty neat.
There's a dude I watched on YouTube that went there.
Jeju-do?
Yeah, what's his name? Jimmy Kim.
Sabbatical.
He just went on vacation there.
Jimmy Kim.
Jimmy Kim goes.
You know, a lot
he was
of
also recently in India and got food poisoning.
From
the street food, of course.
A lot of those like YouTube travel guys are just like sex tourists.
Hell yeah.
Every time he goes to Japan, he meets with the same girl. Okay. What we looking up in North Korea here? Like what?
So go to the very north where the border meets Russia, and then zoom in. So right there. Yep. Zoom all the way in. So go down.
Wait, this is China right here?
That's what's weird. Yeah. So go down.
South.
So there's the border. There's a river that goes out to the ocean that is North Korea and Russian border. Now go up a little bit, and then right there, the fork happens where China now is controlling the river, and Russia is to the north. So like China has this weird little sliver where they control that river there and want to border North Korea. And then eventually they get apart, but that's all China.
Weird. They had this little island kind of, or just peninsula.
Right. Why did they want that? But then Russia gets the political advantage of having the port out to the ocean.
They own all this little land here in between, I think. Yeah, there's the line.
Yep, it's just a weird little sliver up on that river that China owns.
But this is North Korea. Pretty good land right there.
Yep.
It's a bunch of nothing. Chadong. There's nothing there. Why is it called Chadong?
Maybe a nuclear site.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe Chadong stands for big bomb.
Dandong. What does dong mean, man? You see it a lot.
They do the nuclear testing on the border so that all the fallout goes over the border.
The wind pattern just is gonna push it over.
The wind travels east, so if they're doing stuff, it's going to Japan.
That's what, we should go to war with Canada because they're sending all the,
the
air pollutants over from the wildfire.
Dude, today's a Clean Air Action Day, guys, so don't mow your lawn. I'm mowing my lawn. No, not today. I don't mow on the weekdays.
Not on weekdays. What?
I'm mowing on the weekend, dude.
It did seem kind of smoky out. Did you guys notice that it was
so
smoky?
I just told you,
Canada?
it's a Clean Air Action Day today. The air quality index was in the 70s. So it's bad for everybody.
I woke up nose running.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I got seasonal allergies and.
Dude, I had a stuffy nose this morning too, man. Is that why?
Probably, yeah.
Stuffy nose, man. All right, Nintendo Switch 2 came out today. We record on Thursdays, right? It came out at midnight.
Oh, it came out already?
Yeah.
Whoa! People were waiting in line for it last night.
Big changes, big frame update, frame rate. I mean, and
now
then,
it's as good as a PS4 now.
Resolution, right?
To 120.
The processors increased, so now the games don't run as shittily. But
it's as good as a 2018 cell phone. It's not about the graphics; it's about the gameplay, and the gameplay is the same game you've been playing for 30 years straight.
Yeah, I like the Switch. I've been a Nintendo guy, but what's the point?
I got to make a choice. Do I want my kid to be a Nintendo kid? Because I don't want him to be. So I don't know. Is he going to be a PlayStation kid? He's absolutely not going to be an Xbox kid, Bill.
I was an Xbox kid.
You're gonna withhold Mario Party from your child? That's bad parenting.
He'll play Crash Team Racing or something.
Go to your friend that's
No,
got
dude,
Mario Kart.
Xbox. Bill, did you play
Mario Kart over there.
Fusion Frenzy, dude? That was the best, man. Fusion Frenzy was like
Xbox?
the Xbox's version of Mario Party.
Never even heard of it.
Fusion Frenzy was sick.
Not many had that, yeah.
It was a
Xbox was just Halo for a bit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
no Fusion Frenzy, dude. Look at this.
Is it like a marble
Not
game?
many.
No, it was
many
just
here in the know.
This is Fusion Frenzy 2. But it was.
This was your idea of what Xbox was, but the majority of people, they were not.
Well,
Fusion
I had
Frenzy.
Halo 1, but I never I didn't have it. I had the original Xbox. I never had an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One.
Yeah, when it was really going. Yeah.
My dad bought that Xbox, the beginning of the divorce.
Ooh, he took it with him, didn't he? When
I
he
don't know what
left?
happened to it. No, he didn't. I
He
had
took
two
the Xbox.
PS2s. I had a PS2 at my mom's house and my dad's house.
Damn.
That is what dads do. He's like, I bought this, and he takes it, but the kids don't come with
No,
it.
he
so
never-
the
He,
kids
he
don't
leaves
get
the
it.
controllers.
No, he bought it. He bought it. My dad kept the house, so it was like my mom built a house in Portland. That's why I moved to Portland.
Oh, that's crazy.
Balling out.
Balling out. No,
Building house?
they got foreclosed down in 09, dude. They weren't balling out at all.
Oh, never mind.
Ooh.
Never mind.
Okay.
Take it back.
But no, dude, the Xbox was like kind of cool. I had like Onimusha, which is like a sword ninja kind of game where you collect souls with a sword.
The UI of Xbox was really sweet. The
Yeah.
music player was dope. I just would, I'd only play Halo, multiplayer, split screen.
I always
that was
thought it was
basically
crazy.
it.
The original Xbox couldn't play DVDs, but
Oh,
the
Splinter
games
Cell,
the
yo.
games were DVDs, but you couldn't watch movies on the Xbox.
Right.
It didn't make any sense. That's why PS2 was way better because we used the PS2 to watch Shrek.
Yeah.
There was this one kid in high school who like hacked the Xbox's hard drive and had a bunch of really weird shit on it. And then a kid, he got the Xbox and brought it to my house, and like I knew that shit was on it, and he pulled it up one time. I'm glad I didn't see it more than once. I'll just say that. Like some shit that you can't Google search it these days. But was like some weird.
Well, I'm glad
And
I wasn't
gigs
friends
and
with this
gigs.
kid to where he was coming over to my house.
Well, it wasn't him. He got the Xbox from the kid who did it. And it was his Xbox, but he bought it from him, which now in hindsight, it's kind of sus that you would buy this jailbroke Xbox with all this weird shit on it.
I had a jailbroke PS1 that could play burn games, but that's very different than having a hard drive of stuff on it.
Yeah. We'll just say it goes back to what we were talking about the genus Canidae. That points you in the direction of what I'm talking about.
I don't want to know, dude. That's enough. That was too much already. All right. Anyways, the Nintendo Switch, huh?
Yep. Not buying it.
I don't.
Everyone complained about the price. They complained about the price of the
I'm going to
games.
say no. I'm waiting a bit before I buy it. That's the answer. It's the second most common answer.
I just
So I'd
don't see
say-
the point. If you already have a Switch,
There's only like 5 games that are even on Switch too. So like, why would you want it this early?
yeah, only if you can't play the Switch 2, like Donkey Kong or Mario Kart, whatever. And you really need to play it
The only games worth playing on Switch are like Smash, right? And Mario Party. Maybe Mario Racing.
Splatoon,
What's the
Pikmin.
Pikmin. Ugh. There's the
Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
the farming games. Like Harvest
Stardew
Moon.
Valley.
Not Stardew Valley. The other one.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, yeah. There's that. But there isn't a new one yet. So like why would you even need this system? It's the PS5. We didn't get the PS5 until we knew the release date for Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. Because it was only on PS5. I was able to wait a couple years. Same thing with the PS4. I didn't get that until Final Fantasy VII Original Remake was coming out. And even then I got it 4 years early.
Buying consoles for one game. That's what we do.
Pretty much, yeah. Trying to
It's good
decide
enough reason.
if I'm gonna get a Witcher 4 on PC or on console.
Probably PC, right?
See, if I get it on PC,
console.
then my wife can't play it. She doesn't like playing on PC.
What?
She likes that controller.
You can do
You
controller,
can
can't you?
stream it to the TV.
That's the delay on that is horrible.
Oh, there's actually a bad delay.
It's like an extra
figures.
50 ms. Even if you're Ethernet, there's still a little bit of delay.
Just take your PC to the TV, slap it in.
Oh, I have that set up. She just doesn't. I guess I could do that. Yeah. But it runs pretty good on the PS5. I'll watch the tech demo.
The consoles are good.
Doing the pod. Get out of here.
I had a feeling that would happen.
Yeah. All right. How's your kitty doing there, Dan?
Uh-oh.
No?
Is it there anymore?
That one?
Kitty in the back.
Oh, yeah, she's chilling.
Dan button. Look at that. Okay.
She, I think she was, smelled like pee, so that's nice.
Ooh, a little piss cat.
Yeah.
Having accidents?
Well, I thought it was my BO, but I think it was her smelling like cat piss.
All right.
Usually there's no stink, so I was like, what the fuck is that?
No stink.
Yeah,
All right.
usually
Joe Rogan update.
really
Joe
clean.
Rogan update. Cold plunging. Joe Rogan's the guy that invented cold plunging, right?
It was Wim Hof.
Okay, but
True. It is Wim Hof, yeah.
There's a research from boingboing.com or boingboing.net that says that cold plunging
Subscribe now.
can reduce muscle growth by 20%. Do you have to wear the weird necklace to do the cold plunge?
You gotta wear a
And the nose ring.
beanie. Well, the necklace helps circulation and the wrist.
Is this edited? Like, how do you get an unlabeled beanie like this?
Right.
Maybe it's AI.
I try to find clothes without any like branding on them. It's very hard. It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
You guys ever do that, or you not?
Almost
care
like the
about
brands want you to know. Like it's
Right. Well, it's like if I could, I'd rip it right off. But
I was like thought it was
because
weird.
I
Like,
can't, I'm not buying that shit.
like at the news, like they'd buy jackets for all the reporters, and they just have like LL Bean, just huge right there, and it's like
Right.
bigger than the logo for the station.
I do not like wearing branded stuff. I have a couple beer shirts that I'll wear, a couple band shirts, but otherwise I don't like having brands on my clothes.
Yeah, like the company thing is so different than like a band or. But like I was just trying to find cotton t-shirt. Go to Levi's and they have like just the biggest fucking things across them. I'm like,
I mean,
I can't buy any of these. This is bullshit.
I grew up wearing Tommy and Polo, so I feel like it was always on me.
Damn, he'll figure.
You got the polo on you?
No,
The Tommy?
The Tommy, yeah, the Tommy, and my mom would dress us nice, even if we didn't have any extra money. Okay.
Right. That sounds like I don't want to say it, but black people.
Oh my God, Bill.
I mean, but really though, they're trying to flex, and it's like,
It's not about flexing; it's about not looking poor.
well, we certainly missed the memo because I just grew up. I mean, at 16, my wardrobe until probably 21 all was Goodwill.
I don't think I went to Goodwill until I was 21.
I had pants that turned into shorts, and those were my shorts. You know what I'm saying? I was like legit poor. Like I maybe got a pair of shoes a year, and that was it.
Well, that's how
Hopefully not from Goodwill, but
But you could have had a parent that bought you Tommy and Polo and filed for bankruptcy from credit card debt. You know, that's the trade-off.
Right. So it's not always a good decision to dress your kids in Tommy and Polo when it means 16% interest on your
13.
credit card
That's
to,
great. That's a great credit card. Okay,
right.
13
25.
Yeah, if you got 13 or 16, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Only got a couple of those.
I've had a credit card for over a decade for sure, and I've gotten thousands of dollars in rewards over the years. And I've paid zero in interest.
You are fucking Dave Ramsey.
I'll tell Dave Ramsey a thing or two. He's like zero debt. He says zero debt, zero credit cards. He wants zero credit cards. You're trying to tell me? I say I pay 98% for everything I buy because my credit card is 2% cash back on everything I buy.
Why don't you get 3%?
I didn't know that existed.
The LMCU Max Rewards card is 3%.
On everything you buy?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I should just level
And
up,
it's
dude.
only
97%.
16% interest.
It's a 3% discount. And you know what they do? They pass that on to the vendor who
Gets the
in
fee.
credit card processing fees.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet as a consumer.
Sure.
I mean, the credit card companies are really good. A lot of them have the credits for, points for traveling. So you should just be trying to figure that out and hustle that.
You have to spend like $100,000 to get a single flight. Okay, like you got to spend quite a bit on like an American Express travel rewards card.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a small business or something, a lot more manageable.
Are you allowed to use your personal credit card or small business though? When you have to get
talk about what
do you have to get the small business?
What the reality is, but
you're not supposed to mix the money. It's supposed to be separate.
It's only could be a nice thing.
How does Dave Ramsey tell you how to get a high credit rating without having any credit? Because like that's why I have a bunch of credit cards just to increase the limit.
Well, yeah, you need to have a credit history in order to establish credit.
Right. So if you don't have any credit cards, how could you establish a history?
Auto loans or mortgage.
Oh yeah.
Or like if you have like medical loans, if you do like LASIK and you get a little loan for that, 0% interest.
Or you just pay create your credit score for you.
Is that a thing?
By doing legal things. Yeah.
I'm a little over 800 right now, and that's because the credit
Really?
cards. Yeah.
Me too.
Only one credit card. That's crazy though. I only use one credit card, but I have like 7 of them. I try to keep open just to have. But there's no like fees on them or anything, so they just kind of
keep your utilization low.
Right. So if you keep your utilization lower, if you only use the one, but have like 7 cards.
Right.
So if I have like a 70,000 limit and I only have 1,000 or 2,000, the percent's way lower than having
credit card wallet versus my regular wallet.
Do you have any like store cards? Don't tell me what they are if you do.
One of my first ones I ever. Why would I not tell you?
You have a JCPenney.
That was the first one I ever opened.
You got a penny card. I knew it.
I was 18 or 19. I needed like clothes for like an internship.
You sold me it. Damn it.
I had a Kohl's for like probably 10 years, but the Kohl's closed because I didn't use it for like 5 years.
Okay, if you have a Penny's card, what do you need a Kohl's card for?
You go to both places. They got different stuff.
Do they though? It's shirts and pants and underwear.
They have different brands. I don't go to Kohl's at all anymore. But I've always been a JCPenney fan, dude.
Yeah, Kohl's is full Chinese propaganda at this point.
I'm a Kohl's hater, dude, because everything at Kohl's is always 50% off. So if it's always 50% off, it's never
like when you go to buy a mattress.
Why would you get
mattresses?
One?
They're always 50% off, and that means 50% off means 0 discount.
No. Like, see, Kohl's is always 50% off, but they'll have 30% discounts. Like they'll have like coupons for 30%, but it's 30% off the original price. So it's multiplicative and not additive. So you're actually doing like 25% off. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's never actually 30% off.
And then they do the Kohl's cash, so they get you loop back in.
They get you come back in 2 weeks.
But that type of psychology is for idiots. So if you're sucked into a Kohl's cash loop, you're a dumbass.
Well, some people just like shopping.
Clip that because the last time I talked about the dumbasses doing some dumb financial shit, I got roasted in the comments. So clip that.
That was about people door dashing stuff.
Yep.
If you're door dashing stuff every day, you are kind of an idiot.
They were trying to arbitrage the kid tried to explain it. Oh yeah, it was something about you're putting DoorDash on credit. And Affirm. Or whatever, Klarna. He tried to justify it by saying that there's an arbitrage on it, but he was wrong.
I don't even remember seeing that comment. But you've never had a store card, not even like a Best Buy or anything?
I had a PFCU. Speedway credit card?
Is that no way, dude. That's not a thing.
Coming soon.
Speedway card coming soon. I bet they have one. No, I just had PFCU, my bank one, and then I had a City double cash. That's it.
Never had a PFCU account, dude. PFCU kind of sucks. But you don't have any Lake Michigan credit unions around you because you're in Portland. So
right. I hear about LMCU that's the stuff.
It is the stuff. That's what my mortgage is through and everything.
So switching subject. So I need to clear something up here. So there's Hassan and then there's Asmongold. Can you explain this to me? I don't watch either of them. I don't understand, but there's a lot of stuff going around about Hassan and Asmongold. Can you level set me?
Okay. As someone who's chronically online, Asmongold is someone who positions himself as center and reasonable, but he's actually quite right wing. Okay, And people that don't realize that also don't realize they're right wing, right? And while Hassan is on the left, Hassan's basically a self-admitted communist. So he's like, when you say Joe Biden's a liberal, Joe Biden is right wing from Hassan's perspective. Okay,
sure.
Hassan is so far left that he's like kind of defends terrorism.
Ooh.
But they're the two most popular political Twitch streamers. Like Asmongold wasn't a political guy until he realized that's how he could grow his audience. And then he switched to that.
And because WoW, that stopped being as profitable and viewership declined. So
a couple of days ago, he made a Kick account as well. Now he's multi-streaming.
Damn.
Got to.
Kick is mostly for people that have been banned off Twitch and that are pro gambling. So.
Is Hassan Arab?
Hassan is Turkish.
Turkish. Are they communist in Turkey?
No.
Oh, he just read like Mao and Stalin,
the
or
communist
something?
Man, the Karl Marxers, man.
Oh, loves Karl Marx. From what I hear, Karl Marx got psychology really wrong.
Some people like Karl Marx. Some people don't. Some people like Ayn Rand. And think everything is like personal responsibility. But you look how Ayn Rand's life ended. I think she was super fucking poor, and I think she lived on government benefits in the end, right? So it's kind of the opposite of what she wrote about in her book. But some people will still say her book is the reason they're, fiscally conservative. It's what it's like the two books people read in college. I haven't read either one of them.
Never did.
No thanks. I don't.
What do you think about the name Peter?
I think of it as a Jesus name. It's a disciple name.
It's like a redneck using heavy equipment. Peterbilt.
Oh, Peterbilt.
That's the brand, though, right?
Well, that's what I think of.
He's the guy you rob. No, you rob. What? Because what?
Peter?
Why are you?
Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, my Peter. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it a synonym for Peter?
Oh, little Pete.
Why does Peter mean penis?
That is weird.
Oh, God. Okay. Peter derives from the Greek word Petros, means stone or rock. And we'll just leave it there. Okay?
Let's go. Right. Let's go.
I thought you were talking about like the disciple name. It was like whenever I hear Peter, I think you rob Peter to pay Paul is the phrase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is the guy who he crucified Jesus and he's like, this must be the Son of God after he killed him?
You guys went to Catholic school, not me, dude.
Who was the guy? He was
Pontius
he brought
Pilate.
Him I think it might have been Pontius Pilate, yeah.
Come on, Dan, you know.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say.
I know most of the Bible lore. It's just I didn't have to study it like Catholic kids would.
Yep, catechism, didn't pay attention. I had the experience having to have religious classes in high school.
They
didn't
beat
pay
you at
attention.
All?
No.
Even
I
when
mean, mentally,
you stuck the pencils in
right,
the porch.
making me. Yeah. Well, she had like arthritis in her hands bad enough where she couldn't even move them. It's like her fingers were like sideways.
You guys were
so when she would hold the
with...
pencil, she's like writing on the whiteboard, like, and it's all it's like cursive, but you can't even read it because it's like arthritis and little shaky hands. So that was.
You guys were messing with the disabled old lady teacher whose hands were messed up.
Well, she, like I said, she was trying to fail me even before that stuff was going on, and I didn't really even do anything. I was just trying to do my homework, and she would be like, "This is an F," even though I did it all right, and it was an A+. So I'm like, oh. So I think maybe she's just taking it out on everyone, But
yeah, I just saw there's some new school requirements where you can't fail kids. Like the lowest grade you can get is a 50%. So if you just don't do the
send them to college.
Get a 50.
That's stupid.
Get them into college.
You use ChatGPT to get through college.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about, right?
I mean,
we had similar enough things where you'd go on websites to try to find the answers of these questions, You're just Googling it, trying to scour the land, but they would try to filter through that and block it too.
Well, it's different to like look up an answer than it is to like copy paste the text of an entire textbook and tell it to analyze it and tell you what matters in it. Because then you're just not reading anything. Well, we had Cliff Notes.
Still got through, doing a similar skim. You learned how to skim and read the first and last sentence of a paragraph, and
yeah, but now kids don't know how to write paragraphs. Dude, I saw something that said kids today won't read books if they're in third person.
Right, I saw something similar too. If it's in third person, it's no good. That's why we need more second person. It's kind of that happy medium. Meets them halfway. And
Ed style second person.
What's second person?
Second person's when you say you did this. It's, okay, first person's I did this. Second person's you did this. Third person's they did.
Oh. You did feels accusatory. Like the whole thing feels like derogatory. Like you're punishing.
It's like if you think about it, like it's a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. That's how the dungeon master talks to you. You walk through the forest.
Never experienced that.
Okay. So it's like somebody telling me what I'm experiencing.
Right.
Is it always you as in me?
Yeah. Yes. Right.
Oh.
Well.
So there's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Trippy, dude.
Yeah.
Not a lot of stories are written in second person because you don't get the inside of their head at all, right?
Yeah, you don't read like any material like that. So
but third person's hard to understand for like dumb kids though, because they have to think about multiple characters' thoughts at the same time, and that's too much.
No, not reading Dostoevsky's then. No.
And first person's like the Twilight books, where all you hear is inside Bella Swan's head. I think Hunger Games is first person too.
Does so if you're inside of her head the whole time, does she talk about how she's getting her period?
I haven't read Twilight.
Because girls have those thoughts at least, multiple, constantly.
That's
basically like, when is my period coming? My period's starting.
That's a major part. If you read Game of Thrones, Sansa's chapters are about that.
Talks about her period?
Red wedding.
Because she knows as soon as she has it, she has to get married off.
Ooh.
They call it her first, flowering moon or something. I don't remember. It's been 15 years since Game of Thrones. Did you watch the show?
Sounds hot.
What do you take that back, dude?
I don't know. So I was thinking about Ian, and I was wondering, because he has submitted probably hundreds of ideas to the pod about. So Ian, you know him from the news, and you guys were both kind of producers on the news, or you were producers?
I knew Ian from college before the news. I did a couple projects with him.
But you're both producers on the news,
no, he was,
right?
He was a director like I was, then he became an engineer.
Okay, so...
We're not producers ever.
Oh, what is what you did, and what's an engineer?
An engineer is like the guy that fixes the equipment or upgrades the systems. I would direct the shows. A producer writes the shows and kind of picks segments.
Oh, so neither of you guys are producers.
No, I told you I was a director.
All right. Well, I thought the way Ian's been contributing, I was like, is Ian a producer for the show?
Well, for this podcast, yes, Ian is in a producer role, or he's suggesting topics. Yes.
All right. I think we need to formalize Ian as a producer role. So when we do our LLC and we do our board of directors, he gets at least 1% of Drag and Drop, and he's written into the LLC. Ian, producer,
executive
1%.
Producer.
Yeah, executive producer 1%. So Ian, that's something to celebrate, because I don't know how much you have to celebrate, but this is a moment where you have to celebrate the future of your stake in Drag and Drop. 50 views an episode.
I thank him at the end, but he doesn't want his entire name on there.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Did he have any topics this week, or
he's
just too busy?
Alaska. He's still on. He's at the end of his coming back this weekend. But
he has weeks
on the boat
in Alaska.
He went
Is he hunting seals out there?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
He's going seal hunting out there.
No, he's on a cruise.
What?
I've never had a 2-week vacation in my life.
Never.
Never.
You could.
Have you guys? I mean, who?
Yes.
Who has money like that?
Money like that. If you get 5-6 weeks off a year at work, you could use 2 weeks in a row, man.
Yeah, but will the job allow you to?
They
That's
should.
Another story.
They let the management do it.
Yeah.
I get 3.5 weeks. But
I tried taking a sabbatical, and they said it wasn't for a good enough reason, so they denied me. But then they let someone else go for the same reason and said it was fine. So, that's why I left the company.
let's go.
They wouldn't let me go on a sabbatical.
A sabbatical.
They wouldn't let me not work for a month.
That's a lot of places will. They let you take a month-long leave of absence.
Yeah, it was something.
But he's mostly just talked about Alaska and not having to shit for multiple days.
Ooh.
That
means he's gaining weight.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just hard to poop on the boat.
He's eating a lot of bread.
Ian the obese guy.
He's not obese.
He's on the path to obesity, as far as I know.
He weighs like the same as you.
Hey, if you trend in a direction.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it the other day. I used to work at Sears, and I sold mattresses and vacuums, and I worked on and washing machines. But at that time, it was mattresses and vacuums, and I made commission on stuff that I sold. So when people were going and they went into the bag aisle, so the vacuum bag aisle, I would go and hawk them because I'd make a couple bucks off the bags. So I try and sell them the bags, and I get in the aisle and I say, "Can I help you find anything, sir?" And she turns around and she's like, "I'm a woman." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, ma'am." And then I couldn't reconcile, and she was very mad at me. And but she was wearing a man coat and kind of had man hair and man pants. And so I just assumed her gender. And she wasn't even trans. She was just like a woman with
just
like
an ugly
no
old
style.
woman.
Yep. And I felt like a real asshole, but she wasn't doing me any favors by looking that way.
It's her fault. It's her fault.
I was like 18 probably, but have you guys ever misgendered somebody like that and then had a real awkward moment?
Never.
Not memorable. I mean, I probably have before, but
I've never worked
one of those things.
service.
Like, is it something I should take, personally as fault? I mean, that shit don't matter.
I think it's one of those things you should feel bad about if that person respects transgender people. If they don't, then
you would never know.
It depends how how offended they get. Yeah, if they get mad enough, they'll tell you.
Yeah, but if they do that, I'm just like, that person's insane. To impose that kind of shit on me.
A lot of people are like one conversation away from exploding, though.
Yeah, I did have one coworker like that, and it was always a hoot because I would get him going too in like our meetings and stuff, or like right before we'd have a meeting, so I'd know I could like edge him on to the verge of exploding during the meeting about work related stuff, but just we would talk about infuriating topics beforehand. It was fun.
That's called Schadenfreude, when you have a fun time in other people's misery.
Well, it wasn't the misery. It was just knowing how that they would like try to take control of meetings and they would just pop off. So it's like it was fueling their energy, because it was actually productive. They got and they would express all the issues we were having in that in an intense way, but it was very entertaining. So I don't think it was misery. I think it was fueling the fire.
Like a Marvel movie.
They wanted to express like that, and it'd help them get to that point.
So you're helping them be themselves, by
express
trolling
themselves. Well,
I
wasn't trolling.
Okay. we do a little bit of trolling. Did we talk about Elon turning on Trump? That happened today.
No, yeah, that's a big thing right now.
Yeah, Elon's tweeting about how Trump's part of the Epstein files,
but Trump turned on him first, so let's make that.
I think actually Elon turned on Trump first by saying he was against the bill, the big beautiful bill.
Yeah, we need to stop spending, and
that
Trump's
used, like,
we
used
need
to be
increase
something
the
people
debt.
cared about. Yeah, people used to care about reducing the deficit. That used to be a Republican.
What Elon said was just something that everyone knew anyways, right? Like there's just photos with that.
Well, that's not super mainstream though. You as an online person know that, yes, but most people like that woman that Bill ran into at Sears, no idea.
Didn't he have like Miss America, like Trump owned Miss America for a while.
I think it was Miss Teen USA.
Ooh, even better, but at that rate, putting 2 and 2 together is not that crazy, dude.
Finish him.
But it looks like Trump's was like saying that he wanted to cut the funding to SpaceX.
So, something about the EV bill. What was that?
Oh, okay. There's like a $7,000 discount if you buy an electric vehicle, but Trump's bill was getting rid of that.
Good.
But Elon has always been, according to Elon anyway, he's always been like for that, removing it for the last few years. He's been talking about it.
Huh.
I don't think it's true because like most people wouldn't buy a Tesla without the.
Yeah, right. That was helping their profits, even though their profits was going down on Tesla, it seemed. But that's crazy. I mean, I know like now, the new vehicles of Toyota, like all the new RAV4s, they're all going hybrid. You can't get a regular gas model, so all the shit's going like partially electric. And it seems like that's going to be the trend for a lot of car companies. And but now it's like the EPA regulations with Mr. Brump and presidency, he's cutting that down. So it's like, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? There's like the companies are going one way, the regulations are getting stripped. Like, was it Ram bringing back the Hemi? So it's like this is like a weird.
There's a lot of
shift.
reasons to like slow down the EV trend. If you want to have a good relationship with the Middle East, you have to keep using gas.
True.
The longer we use gas, the longer the relationship with the Middle East is good.
Are EVs haram?
What does that even mean, dude?
I think it's something
EV's
about
kosher.
Yeah, it's like
haram and kosher the same thing. I mean, it's blessed by an imam.
Something like that. Well, drinking alcohol is not haram.
Oh, who cares?
Age
well, that's what 13, I'm saying.
14 wife, haram.
Right. 7, 9?
Oh.
9? Aaliyah or something?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Or that was R. Kelly.
The 9-year-old was Muhammad.
Finish him.
Okay. We shouldn't talk about that. But yeah, Elon is the Trump. They're no longer on the same team.
Yeah. Well, what's the angle? This is all.
I think the angle is that Elon wants to get his Tesla buyers back by being against Trump.
They're doing this whole show for a reason, is all I'm saying. So there's going to be some angle they're getting out of this that'll benefit the regime.
Right.
Like why Elon would be like, well, look at that. These are in the files. That's why they don't release it.
Tesla's down 15% today. So like if you bought puts, like Elon could have bought a bunch of puts on his own company, then announced this and then made a bunch of money. Like Bill Gates had puts on Tesla. He probably made a bunch of money.
Oh.
Yeah, but Bill Gates is at least, putting that money back into helping people. Because like billionaires used to build things like libraries and like railroads and stuff. They don't do that anymore.
Bring back the railroads.
True. We need high-speed rail in
America.
Bring back
public transportation, public trans.
Have you guys ever taken public transportation? Because it's not a good time.
Yeah, the Amtrak, it was sweet, but then recently when I was living in Kalamazoo, I was like, maybe I should, and then I remember going past the station all the time. Maybe I won't do it because the whole station and everyone around there is insane.
How much they're so slow too, though.
It's pretty expensive too, but relative to sitting driving yourself with gas, and I mean it's a whole different experience.
But my thing is like if you take a train somewhere, you have to walk wherever you're going once you get there, right? You can only go to areas close to the train station, or you end up having to take a taxi or whatever, an Uber anyway.
Take a bike.
Do people bring bikes on trains a lot?
BYOB. I don't know.
Probably.
I feel like that should be allowed, or they should have some kind of like cargo space for that kind of thing. But then you'd worry about people taking it, or
there should be like trains though between every single major city, like passenger trains between every city with over 100K.
Maybe like because remember there was like all the railroads were getting like sabotage and shit, right? Yep. That was like in Indiana and that. You remember that? Trains were getting derailed for like 2 years, like post. The times where we had to wear masks and stuff.
Ohio thing.
Oh yeah. Skibbity Ohio toilet.
Palestine, wasn't it? Palestine, Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a coincidence, huh?
But what I was seeing is people were like 3D printing those little train derailers and just so maybe it was just a online meme that got out of control and everyone was inside 3D printing, trying to
I thought they were just going a little too fast.
Like, yeah, it could have been that, and the way it was like maintained or improper, not maintained. But I just saw that too, and I was like, interesting. People would be trying to fuck up trains like that. That's insane.
Yeah, I told the myth of Finn McCarthy, right? That he supposedly died in front of a train.
Who?
But I think he's a ghost for the CIA or like the FBI or like some covert operation.
Talking about the congressman?
No, Finn McCarthy. We grew up with him, remember?
He told this story.
He went to the ROTC, and then apparently he died by suicide jumping in front of a train, a.k.a. there will be no body, no casket. But he was like 6'5", A+ student, blonde, white guy.
Wasn't there somebody else who went to high school with that died from a train?
Yeah, his name was Chance Conley, or there was another kid
friends
too.
With Derek, I think.
Oh, it wasn't Chance Conley. I think Chance Conley might have died too.
Well, that's a horrible way to go.
What was his name? Michael Cole. Michael Cole.
Yeah, I didn't know him. I know it's weird. Friends with some of my friends.
A lot of dead guys now, and that could have been us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll end up that way, but like, you
what do you mean we'll end up that way? You're gonna sit in front of a train?
Well, you'll end up a dead guy.
What's the difference between ending up a dead guy and doing it on purpose?
No one said
it was on purpose. End up a dead guy.
Did he do it on accident?
Yeah, the thing about being 90 is that all your friends are dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's something my dad talks about. Your friends, my friend, that's like a hard-hitting thing, when he tells you that. I'm like, I don't even know those guys, but holy shit, dude.
The bros.
You had all these friends I had no idea about, and you're always, every like couple months. That was my friend, It's like, what the fuck?
That's sad, dude. Your dad's not that old.
90.
Yeah, no. So like his friends were not very healthy dudes.
Well, boat accident, helicopter accident,
what?
etc.
He died in a helicopter accident.
Kobe.
That's apparently common, yeah. I mean, there's like another band that happened to recently, right? You hear about that? There's just like some, I don't know, dude.
La Bamba? No.
Give it a Google.
Greta Van Fleet.
That's how La Bamba died. No, they don't. No,
That was a private plane.
Okay. Greta Van Fleet. What do you think of Greta Van Fleet? They're from Michigan, right? Because I think they fucking suck. Okay.
But if you like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, if you like bands that completely copy other bands, they're really good.
Right.
Ooh,
right.
Yeah, I remember working, what was it, like 2014, and learning about, my one boss, he told me Led Zeppelin's a bunch of phonies because they completely copied their first album, song for song, from something else. And that kind of blew my mind. I was like, they can't do that. They're all original creators, and like they're all talented artists. Why would they? And then I was like, holy shit.
What song was it?
Yeah, it was like the whole Led Zeppelin album. I don't know.
You guys remember when Who Let the Dogs Out came out, and that was like a huge sensation?
Yeah. What about it?
I that was back in the day when there was no streaming, and like you had to catch it on the radio to be able to rock out. And I was edging for like days for it to come on the radio for me to like.
You liked the song that much? Because like it came out in 2000, so you could have been on Napster with dial-up and stole it.
Okay, not everyone had a PC early in life like you, dude.
Yeah, we did not.
We were not on that.
My dad was a computer guy. I had a computer since I was 5.
Not me, dude. Poor.
Yeah, I would assume not the majority.
Our furnace blew up at that time.
Oh god!
Literally,
dude.
And my dad thought it was like people who it was like the CIA that was blowing it up.
Your dad jumped to conspiracy theory.
Yes, that's my childhood. Not computers and streaming Baha Men. I had to hope. I was edging for Baha Men. And,
you had to get the clip-its, dude, and then you could listen to Baha Men.
30
True
seconds.
clip-its. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh god, I've never had one of those. So that, to me, that like buying those is way more expensive than buying music normally.
Clip-its.
That was what was available and known at the time.
You could buy a song and for $1.
Didn't have a network of people with portable CD players somehow.
You guys ever had a Discman, huh? No.
It's a sad story.
Discman,
I did have a portable player, but not a Discman.
Dude, Discmans were sick. I feel like a lot of audio quality's gotten worse since then. Like CDs sounded good.
Streaming broke shit off, dude.
The boombox I had in 2003 sounds better than speakers you buy today. And it wasn't a good boombox, but it was the boombox I played that Blink-182 Untitled album on.
Ooh.
Maybe your ears, because of your younger age, were more attuned to actually hearing well, and now with your old age.
No, man. I had these $27 Logitech speakers I bought in 2009, and they lasted me for like 12 years, and they were great. Okay, and I bought some for like 60, and they're worse.
Mm.
Yeah, I never got rid of my Logitech speakers, and they're still bumping.
Yeah. Had a problem where like one of them stopped working.
Now are trash.
Right.
Do not buy
but
$60 speakers.
$27.99 speakers from Newegg in 2009, pretty good.
Right.
At 2.1.
Dude, I was thinking the other day, like, I gotta go to Circuit City. No, it's not Circuit City.
Best Buy?
Micro Center, because I'm closer.
Oh, yeah, you're not that far now.
Totally. So now I gotta upgrade, baby. Get the upgrades going.
Are you still on that 10-year-old? How old's your computer? Is it the same one from...
I bought it with Trump bucks.
Oh, so it's not that old then.
Well, it was like 16, actually.
What?
You should go...
It wasn't Trump bucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a computer from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You should ask the Micro Center guys, like, tell them, like, hey, I want to render images with my AI model that I've got going, but I want to keep it off of the network.
I'm looking to render images privately.
What kind of rig can you build me?
What would you recommend for that? I know you guys are in that game. Like,
I'm into 3D modeling private images.
That's a weird thing that's actually for sure happening.
Oh, yeah. Probably buy them off of Fiverr.
Oh, there we go. A little Fiverr.
Well, how much you trying to spend, man? Are you trying to do a good build or?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's a decent...
Graphics cards are the most expensive thing now.
Yeah.
My processor on this computer was only 187, which like is the last processor I had was 350. So, but the graphics card has gone up a couple $100. So, I still think you can build a pretty good system for under $1,000, or even like $850
Not bad.
if you try.
Except for the graphics card.
The graphics card is the biggest part, but you can get one that's under $500 if you don't want the high end stuff.
And build the rest of it for $300?
Well, if you just reuse your case.
Right, you need a case and a power supply already existing.
You can reuse the case and power supply.
Right, if you have one, yeah.
And you can reuse his, at least a couple of his hard drives. You probably get one new one for the boot drive.
Mine, it's like a mid. So, I mean, it's like not a full size.
You don't need a full size
board. Yeah.
Oh, the motherboard.
It's a mini ATX instead of a full. Dude,
yeah.
You don't need a full ATX. Mini's fine.
Well, it's not needed. It's probably a want because with this one, it's like you're like, you can just get the external, memory, and it's like, well, I just want to slap it in there, dude. Come on, I just want to. Are you
talking about your SSD? Or are you talking about like?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can still like they make mini ATX boards that have slots for 2 SSDs on there.
Yeah, I just bought, and put it together, and I'm like, oh, this point's been long enough, and yeah, I don't know how much I would spend though, because I just don't know the relative cost of shit. But I figure with Micro Center, right, I could get a good bundle deal and
bundles.
Upgrade for what? You
got to upgrade every single part though, then, right? Pretty much, since it's old enough.
Yeah, but then I could have this for my TV rig where you can get the setup there, so that'd be kind of nice.
Let's go. Adult videos off HBO.
Right. Now we're talking.
What?
Never mind.
What?
What was that? What was that show back in the day? Cat Girl or something?
What are you talking about, dude?
Never mind. We used to have it. I used to DVR it just for the evening.
You had HBO as a kid, huh? Pretty rich.
Well, we had Dish with DVR.
Yeah, that costs a lot, dude.
What you do is when the nudity's coming on, and then you record it, so then you can go back, or you had 15 seconds, you could go back and then replay the boobs. Done deal.
This is like watching that 15 seconds of the movie Old School on DVD.
Oh yeah. You just need areola, and that solves all your problems.
Your imagination's even better than seeing the real deal, honestly.
Oh yeah, you can smell it, dude. Back in the day, you knew
about?
It's like baby powder, dude. That's what it smells like.
What does?
Little areola, and the hidden bits that you can't see. You can get that smell.
That's smell-o-vision.
It's coming. Zuck is coming out with Becky's farts in the meeting. Kick Becky's ass out the meeting because she's farting.
Becky won't stop farting, dude. Oh, man.
Becky. All right, on that note.
All right, this has been episode 58 of the Drag and Drop podcast. We don't mention the name of the pod throughout the entire episode, I guess.
Wow, it's a mystery pod till the end.
Drag and Drop.
Wowie wow.
Drag and Drop is a play on dragging and dropping a file, but also a dragon. All right.
Really cool. Really cool.
Never thought about that.
What do you mean you never thought about that? It was day one. Okay.
It's because we drag all the stuff, we drop it, we don't edit.
Oh yeah,
except that one time.
I do a little bit of editing.
Except that one time.
That one time. God.
Yeah.
Okay. But thanks for watching. This is 58. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment about what you think about Bill and his baby power areolas.
Bing bong.
Oh God, Bill. All right. Bye bye. Say bye.
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 Mug cake surf with a busted tooth grin. Woke up in the haystack, don't know what year I'm in. Work the fields.